Hi, I'm Todd Jones. I'm the host of the podcast, Pressbox Access. Here's a clip from my conversation with Art Teal. Art recalls covering a young Bill Walton in the 1970s. I wanted to talk basketball with you. During your career, it's been such a big part of your writing. You even played basketball too, right? In
I,
college?
I was slow and couldn't jump, but yes.
Well, yeah, you're the same as me, but you got a scholarship.
Well, I was a little taller. Maybe that was the advantage.
But you did. You played at Pacific Lutheran University, where you
Hmm.
graduated in 1975, and you started your journalism career out there in the Pacific Northwest, right at the time when the NBA was just really, really, as we were talking about, going crazy
Hmm.
with Blazer Mania. In 1977, when the Trailblazers won the NBA title, you're a young writer at the time. I have seen a photo of you interviewing a young Bill Walton, and this is back when Walton was stuttering.
Right. Yeah, that was.
Now we can't shut him up, but this is how long ago this was. He was a stutterer at the time.
Yeah, and he was obviously this at that time. He was such an iconoclast. It was a very liberal, very left wing, and very politicized guy. He was always talking about the typical left wing issues of corporate dominance and oppression and all of these things.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And he had the hair and the ponytail that went down between his shoulder blades, and so, but he fit in well with Portland, and he fit in well with Seattle, and he certainly fit in well with the basketball world. And so that photo came when he and I had a session alone, and it was a fortunate little encounter because there was nobody else. I don't think Bill in those days liked crowds. One on one, he was great. The stutter was not um, evident, and it was such a great uh, experience because I was pretty young, and Bill was, I think the best basketball player of that middle '70s era, and certainly he led Blazers to a championship. But
Why do you
that
think that, Art? Why do you think he was the best at that time?
because he had such command of the game as a center. You just don't see that very often. And the thing about it was that at least in my view, he when he had the ball in his hands, it's a whole lot like Jokic now for Denver. He had a great command of uh, the floor. He had a sense about where every player was going to be in a couple of strides,
Mm-hmm.
and was able to uh, play high post, low post. There wasn't a 3-point line yet, but he could square up and shoot an 18-footer without a problem. And he was so quick and shrewd about how he manipulated himself. It was just an astonishing thing. I'm afraid that kind of center, it seemed like, was lost to history until Jokic has come along and sort of reintroduced what a big man can do, and when he's not confined to a stereotype low post. And Bill was just way ahead. And people think that Jokic is, we've never seen this before. And with the exception of the 3-point shot, we did see it before. It was Bill Walton. And I'm just so sorry that he had what turned out to be 46 separate orthopedic operations
Oh man,
to
that's
fix.
just incredible. Wow,
Yeah, fix his feet and
46.
fix his feet, his hips, his knees, and yet now that he's had a second life, a new career as a very colorful, cantankerous, and irrepressible broadcaster.
Right.
He's now um, he's the guy that I think is such a throwback. People are kind of remembering his career or looking up the video and developing a fresh appreciation about it. But he was one of one in terms of middle '70s basketball, and I think if his body had held up, he would be right there with Wilt, Bill Russell, as the best big men ever.